Here's a moment in every thinking person's life when they stop and wonder, how is it possible that the world rewards noise over depth, confidence over competence, illusion over effort? You look around and see people who didn't study as hard, who didn't follow the rules, who never cared about perfection, and yet somehow they're the ones with power, influence, and wealth. Meanwhile, the people who think deeply, who analyze everything, who strive to do what's right, remain trapped, working harder, earning less, and feeling like they missed a secret that everyone else knows. That feeling isn't wrong. The truth is, the system is built not to reward intelligence, but to exploit it. It doesn't fear smart people, it loves them, because the smarter you are, the more predictable you become. You question every move, seek approval, crave understanding. You analyze instead of act. You build perfection instead of progress. And while you think someone less intelligent but more daring is already moving ahead. Shi Heng Yi once said, "Action without awareness is blind. Awareness without action is empty." The modern world is filled with people who know, but don't move. They understand the system, but they're still servants to it. Why? Because they believe the lie that the system is fair, that effort and morality will one day balance the scale. But life is not fair. It's strategic. It rewards those who understand the flow of power, not those who obey the rules written by the powerful. From the day you enter school, you are trained to conform, to raise your hand for permission, to wait your turn, to follow authority, to fear mistakes. You're taught that stability is safety and risk is danger. And when you grow up, you carry that conditioning into your work, your relationships, your finances. You fear stepping outside the lines because you've been programmed to equate obedience with virtue. The system hides behind noble words, education, job security, responsibility, but its real purpose is control. It trains you to build someone else's dream while thinking you're achieving your own. It rewards you just enough to keep you comfortable, but never enough to make you free. You trade time for money, creativity for safety, and potential for approval. And all the while, you call it success. The system doesn't want you to question why the man at the top works less but earns more. It doesn't want you to see that the world isn't run by the most intelligent. It's run by those who understand leverage, those who can make other people's time, attention, and emotion work for them. The real power lies not in what you know, but in how you use what you know. The rich understand that control isn't about intelligence, it's about direction. They fail faster, adapt faster, and act before they're ready. While the intelligent man hesitates, they move. While he plans for the perfect moment, they create it. And that's why the world calls them lucky. But luck is simply the reward of those who dared to move when others waited. The system praises intelligence, but secretly celebrates obedience. It gives you paths that lead nowhere. College debt, corporate ladders, endless meetings, safe promotions, all designed to keep you occupied. It praises your discipline only when that discipline benefits someone else's empire. Shi Heng Yi teaches that balance comes from movement, not from stillness. In life, as in martial discipline, overthinking is paralysis. You cannot meditate your way to mastery without taking a step into uncertainty. And this is where smart people fail. They try to think their way to freedom. They believe that more knowledge will one day buy them control. But understanding without execution is just awareness in a cage. Real mastery begins when you use what you know to change your position in the game. The system keeps thinkers trapped by their own brilliance, feeding them logic while it moves with psychology. It distracts them with analysis while it shifts the rules. It teaches them that being moral and fair guarantees success. But fairness is the illusion that keeps the masses calm while the bold rewrite the map. The truth is hard to swallow. The system was never built for your success. It was built for your obedience. Every institution, schools, jobs, shapes what you value, what you fear, and what you chase. You're taught to fear failure, to crave validation, to stay comfortable. That's how the cage is locked. But the moment you stop waiting for permission, the moment you stop seeking approval, that's when the lock starts to crack. You don't have to be ruthless to rise, you have to be strategic. The powerful don't react, they observe. They don't speak to impress, they speak to move. They don't chase opportunity, they design it. Look closely and you'll see the pattern. Power flows to those who can control attention. who can shape perception, who can turn emotion into motion. The modern battlefield isn't fought with swords. It's fought with belief. Whoever shapes what people believe wins. The system knows this, which is why it teaches you to be logical, not emotional. Because emotion moves people, and those who master it can move the world. Every politician, every brand, every influencer, whether they know it or not, uses the same rule: make people feel before you make them think. The smartest people lose because they focus on being right, not on being felt. They want understanding, not influence. But money doesn't follow truth, it follows emotion. So how do you break free? You start by reclaiming control, first of yourself, then of your time, then of your attention. Control your emotions, or they will be used against you. Control your focus, or it will be sold to the highest bidder. Control your narrative, or someone else will define who you are. Learn to move in silence. Stop broadcasting every plan. Stop explaining yourself to those who don't understand your path. Power grows best in quiet. Every empire begins in shadows. Build leverage quietly, skills, systems, relationships that make you indispensable. Because when your foundation is invisible, your results look inevitable. The powerful understand one secret: perception creates reality. You don't need to be the best, you need to appear irreplaceable. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be present. Walk into a room with calm confidence, and people will assume you belong. Speak less, but with certainty, and they'll listen more. Act as if your vision is inevitable, and it becomes self-fulfilling. This isn't arrogance, it's awareness. You are not pretending to be more than you are, you're refusing to be seen as less than you can be. The world sees what you project, and once you learn to project control, you begin to attract it. The real war is fought inside, between your old programming and your new awareness. The system whispers, stay safe, don't risk, wait your turn. But your higher self, the part that Shi Heng Yi calls your inner discipline, whispers louder, move. Move even if you're scared, move even if you fail, because the only failure is stillness. You learn through movement, you grow through discomfort, you build freedom through leverage. Control doesn't come from more effort, it comes from direction. Every decision you make is either feeding the system or freeing you from it. Every day you spend trading time for safety is another day the cage grows tighter. Eventually there comes a shift. You stop arguing. You stop justifying. You stop begging to be seen. You no longer explain your value, you demonstrate it. You stop being a thinker who never acts and become a strategist who moves with purpose. You no longer care about fairness, you care about position. You stop chasing recognition and start building results. The opinions of others lose power because they no longer feed your sense of self. You realize that freedom is not the absence of rules, it's the mastery of them. The system was designed by human minds, and anything created by humans can be outsmarted by humans who understand it. When you rise above emotion, when you detach from fear, when you learn to turn knowledge into leverage, the system begins to serve you. You become unpredictable and therefore uncontrollable. You stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an empire. You stop measuring success by salary and start measuring it by sovereignty, the freedom to decide what your life looks like without waiting for approval. True wealth isn't money, it's control. Control of time, control of focus, control of energy. When you have that, money follows naturally. The powerful don't chase wealth, they attract it. They don't react to the world, they design it. And one day, you realize you've crossed over. You see the world differently. The noise that once distracted you now looks small. The opinions that once scared you now feel irrelevant. You no longer chase validation because your results speak louder than your words. You no longer feel trapped because you finally understand the truth. The system can only control those who depend on it. When you depend on nothing but your own strategy, your own discipline, your own clarity, you become untouchable. Shi Heng Yi's philosophy echoes through this truth. Mastery begins the moment awareness and action become one. Don't fight the system emotionally. Outgrow it strategically. Don't envy those in power. Study them. Don't wait for the world to be fair. Learn to shape your own. Because intelligence without movement is wasted potential, and movement without purpose is chaos. The path to strength, the true daily path to freedom, is built by those who use their mind as a weapon, not a cage. The world doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to those who understand how the smart are used and choose to stop being one of them. And when you reach that point, something changes in your presence. You no longer need to prove anything. You carry quiet confidence, the aura of a person who no longer seeks permission to exist. You become calm, deliberate, powerful. People can feel it. They call it luck or charm or talent. But you'll know the truth. It's focus, it's leverage, it's mastery. It's the realization that intelligence was never the goal. Freedom is. So take back your power. Stop waiting for signs. Stop explaining your plans. Start building. Build your habits. Build your skills. Build your silence. Build your legacy. Because the system can't use what it can't predict. Move quietly. Think deeply. Act boldly. Be kind, but never naive. Be disciplined, but never docile. Be good, but never dependent. The world doesn't reward those who play fair. It rewards those who play smart and strong. If you found meaning in these words, if they awaken something in you, then don't let it fade. Remember, transformation begins with awareness, but it grows with action. So take the first step today, act with purpose, live with discipline, and walk your own path to strength. Subscribe to Daily Path to Strength for more powerful life lessons inspired by Shi Heng Yi. Like this video if it sparked something in you, share it with someone who needs to wake up from the illusion, and comment below what truth hit you the hardest. Your journey to mastery begins now. One action, one breath, one choice at a time.